welcome back to my channel. So today is all about sunscreen, and I thought it was quite befitting to do this video now. One, because we're entering summer, and two, we just covered a two-part series on hyperpigmentation, and there I taught you how to prevent and correct hyperpigmentation. Linked down below in the description box if you haven't watched those videos yet. There I taught you how important sunscreen was, and in this video we're gonna cover how to shop for sunscreen, what to look for in your skin type, as well as some product recommendations. So if that's something you're into, keep watching. Short answer, yeah. There seems to be this misconception that we only need to wear sunscreen in the summer or when you're going to go to the beach. And I hate to break it to you guys, but 98% of the UV light that is emitted from the sun is UVA rays. You can remember it like this. UVB means burning, UVA means aging. In particular, photoaging. Consider this. You're leaving your skin vulnerable every time you get into your car and drive somewhere. Oh yes, those rays are penetrating through the glass. When you go walk your dog, when you're walking on the campus, when you're going for a jog or walk around the block, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to UVA rays. UVB rays is the thing that you're concerned about around summertime. When I go to the beach, I'm spending long hours out in the sun because I don't want to burn my skin. But those UVA rays cause way more damage, and it's also what attributes to skin cancer. UVA rays can penetrate deep into the dermis, the lower level of your skin. And here is where the rays go and destroy and mutate the cells, causing cancer and photoaging. Photoaging is responsible for the loss of elasticity and collagen in the skin. This is what gives us a springing back. When you pull your skin, how quickly does it spring back? We'll tell you the elasticity and collagen that you have. It is also responsible for the fine lines and wrinkles, as well as hyperpigmentation. Basically, you look old, all right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with looking your age, but I don't want to look older than my age. And contrary to popular belief, the UVA rays is strong enough to penetrate through a cloudy day. So even if the sun doesn't seem to be out, the rays is still penetrating your skin. And this is the misconception that we have. We think a sunny day is what's causing damage to our skin. No sun, no damage. But it's up there behind those clouds, shooting down those rays. So now that I got you on board on wanting to use a sunscreen, which one do you go for? Chemical or physical? Those are the two popular ones to decide between. What's the difference? Well, chemical is that there are chemical ingredients in your sunscreen, and what happens is it is absorbed into the skin, and once the sunlight comes in contact with it, there's a chemical reaction that takes place. It starts to create heat in the skin, and it emits it out back into the atmosphere. Now, personally, I have an issue with chemical sunscreens. One, they're super irritating to your skin, particularly those of you who have sensitive or acneic skin. And the other is, it's absorbed into the skin. It literally is right there in front of your face. It's chemicals absorbed into your skin. And personally, I don't want chemicals absorbed to my skin. I'm constantly trying to find ways to keep chemicals and toxins and pollutants at bay. Why would I purposefully put them on my skin to fix one problem only to create another? And that brings me to a second point. When the chemicals are absorbed into your skin, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to what is called a hormonal disruptor. Our hormones play a key role in the overall health and wellness of our body, from our brain function to our feminine cycles, down to causes of diseases. So having a chemical or a product put on my skin that only exasperates that or leaves me vulnerable to those things, it's just one less place where I need to worry about the fact that I'm causing more harm than I am good. There's a huge controversy right now around chemical sunscreens as opposed to physical sunscreens. As time goes by, people are doing tests and finding more and more information on how these chemical sunscreens are seeping into our pores, into our bloodstream, and doing all kinds of damage in our bodies. So for that reason, I stay away from them. Now the other option is a physical, otherwise known as mineral sunscreen. And how this works is typically by two ingredients, one or two actually. Titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. And how they work is they do not absorb into the skin. They stay on the top layer of your skin. And when the sun rays comes and makes contact with it, it acts as a reflector and bounces the light back out. So this is a safer option. The really awesome thing is it works right away, so there's no 30-minute wait time, as well as it's non-comedogenic and it works excellent for sensitive and acneic skin. So what to look for when picking out a physical sunscreen? One, you want to make sure that it says physical or mineral sunscreen. Look at the ingredients. The only active ingredients you should see there is either zinc oxide or titanium oxide, and sometimes both. Personally, I like to see this percentage to be above a 10 or 15 to be a really powerful sunscreen in its protection. Non-nano particles. Pause. We need to have a talk, guys. So I told you before that I'm very interested in my contribution to the environment and how I myself am leading a cleaner lifestyle. Because zinc and titanium dioxide show up on the skin as a white cast, what they did was they microsized the particles so that it would show less of a cast. The problem with this is that the nano size that they create, once you go into the water, is very toxic to the living organisms and animals in the water. So what happens is it starts affecting the fish, it starts affecting the coral, and overall health of the marine life. So I tried to look for ingredients that are non-nano particles. This is considered reef friendly. And that to me is super important. And I'm gonna name some products at the end of this that are under that umbrella. Another important ingredient to look for in your sunscreen is antioxidants. The sun, as well as your environment, is constantly filled with pollutants and toxins. Antioxidants are like the shield super guards against free radicals, which is a byproduct of the environment breaking down the health of your skin. So we use antioxidants to build up that protection and defense against it. And antioxidants boost the overall effectiveness of your sunscreen. So it's super important to have them in there. There's so many antioxidants, guys, I can't possibly list them all. However, you'll hear about them a little bit more when I talk about product recommendation. What to avoid? Well, first of all, we could start with chemical sunscreens. In particular, ingredients that have been researched and found to be harmful to the skin, like oxybenzone, which is super popular in chemical sunscreens, and yet it's been heavily researched and found to be a hormonal disruptor because it seeps into the bloodstream. Another one is retinol palmitate. Now this one is a synthetic compound made of retinol and palmitate acid, and this has been known to lead to skin tumors and skin cancer. So that's gonna be like a hard no on that one. Another thing to avoid in sunscreen is sun sprays. Now this has been on the rise of popularity as we like to have everything convenient as possible. But sunscreens that are in a spray form are highly flammable, can be harmful when you inhale them as well, and they pollute the environment. So yeah, I say stay away from the sprays because once again, you're trying to fix one thing by causing a problem in another. Let me just put it out there right in the beginning before we go dive deep into these products. Just to let you know, my skin type is a combination to oily, acne-prone skin. I live in Florida, so it's quite warm and humid in this environment. I figure that's helpful to you guys because you know, if you live somewhere up north like I used to be in Chicago, it could be very dry in the winter. So, you know, products can work differently depending on your environment and taking into account your skin. But because a lot of the products I'm gonna mention have a high percentage of zinc oxide in it, you'll be in safe hands knowing that it's non-comedogenic and it's quite friendly for sensitive acneic skin, like I mentioned before. So I don't typically do tons of product recommendations because I'm super picky. I know that knowledge is way more important so that you can empower yourself to make your own decisions. However, I have found some sunscreens that I really do appreciate. Because sunscreens that use high amounts of zinc or titanium dioxide tend to be very white in its appearance on the skin, and as you can tell, I'm a little bit tan, so I need a sunscreen that has tints. And I recommend that for most skin colors. It doesn't really matter. You probably want a skin tint in there just to combat that high amount of white cast that can be created. So all the products that I have to show you right now are going to be in a skin tint, and most of them you can get without the skin tint. So first up, All Good Tinted Sunscreen. It's reef friendly, SPF 30. It's how much zinc? 18% non-nano zinc particles, non-greasy, sweat-proof, and waterproof for up to 80 minutes. This is a really good one, and I like this one as like an everyday, has a light tint to it. Let's take a look. Has a very light tint. I'm gonna put it here. I'm just gonna show you a little bit, guys. Has a very light, it's super sheer, but it's literally there just so that you can see that it's not white. And I like it as an everyday. One thing I will say for this, it absorbs pretty quickly, and then what happens is I feel like it's rather mattifying, but it feels hydrating to the touch. I don't understand how that's the case, but it is. It's super hydrating to the touch, mattifies. So it's really good for skin that is normal to, let's say, oily skin types can handle this one. I mean, look, even while we were talking, go see my skin. Look, see? Well, I have softbox lighting, and so if you see any reflection, but this is like right into my skin, has no shine. The other really great thing about it, it does have antioxidants of it in green tea, calendula, and rosehip oil, which are antioxidants that just boosts the effectiveness of this product. So this product retails $19.99, which is super budget friendly. It's what, 3 fluid ounces, and I caught it on sale for $15.99. This little bad boy is reef friendly, non-nano particles, vegan, GMO free, and gluten free. So I like this one. It's a good one, guys. It's a good one. Next up is My Shell's Dermaceutical Sun Shield SPF 50. This one's a tinted one. By the way, all of the products that I'm going to recommend today, guys, are going to be UVA, UVB, broad spectrum protection, okay? And they're all going to be above a 30. This one's going to be 50. This one is ideal for if you have combination to oily skin because it is super matte. I personally like that. I almost wanted it to have just a little bit more moisture to it, but it's very matte. It's 16.1 zinc oxide. They said it's reef safe, but I haven't seen on the packaging that it said non-nano particles, but the website says it's reef safe, so we're gonna try to tickle for its word. Oil free, and it has 2 ingredients in it that actually absorb oil, such as bentonite and agave leaf extract. So that works like an astringent. So this is definitely for those people who have oily skin or acne skin due to excessive sebum production. This is your guy right here. The downside to this is that it is only 2 shades. We have nude, which is the one that I'm using, which is going to be from a light to medium, or natural, which is medium to dark. That's not a broad range. However, it serves its purpose. This one right now is just a tad bit light for my skin at the moment, but I found that the other one was too dark. So yeah, I'm in between. I'm stuck in between. So I pretty much use this and put a little bit of bronzer and I'm done. Let's test it. It is very watery, and there's like little beads in here to shake it up. So give it a good shake. Let me try not to put out too much. There's not a lot of control in the amount that you can pull out, but you see how liquidy it is? Rub it about. So 1 pump puts your whole face, guys. 1 pump. Look at me. Oh my goodness. Let's just rub it all in. All right. Yes. Yes. Don't judge it based off of my skin color, guys. I'm telling you, my skin is darker than this, and I use bronzing powder. I've also noticed that with this one and the one previous that I used, which was the All Good Skin Tint, it takes a little bit, and then it kind of like adjusts to your skin. But yeah, look at it, it's already dry. The one thing that I'm not a fan of about this is that they didn't put like real nutritiously dense antioxidants, and I wish it had, along with increasing its shade range. But it retails for $24.99, and I bought this little bad boy for $19.99. This product, like I said, is oil-free, GMO-free, vegan, cruelty-free, and reef safe. Now for those of you who need a little bit more than a skin tint, and you're looking for a bit more coverage, because I know I wanted one that was like a minor skin tint and then something that gave me a little bit more, and that's when I found We People Bio Tint Multi-Action Moisturizer. There are several benefits to this product because it is not only a sunscreen, it's not only a tint that gives you, I would say that it's a little bit more than a tint. It's gonna give you a bit of coverage. So don't be surprised if you see that. It's like a very sheer, but it's coverage nonetheless. Moisturizer, like I said, but also sunscreen. It's cruelty-free, GMO-free, gluten-free, nanoparticles, and it's made with sustainable ingredients. Did I say vegan? This little bad boy has 20% non-nano zinc oxide. And if you notice, a lot of the product recommendations that I gave were zinc oxide predominantly, if only the main active ingredient, because that one's the safest, strongest protection that you can have is from the zinc one. And I am a fan of that. It's got really awesome antioxidants in it, such as broccoli seed oil, ginseng, pomegranate, and algae astrax. It comes in 4 shades, and I would say that it has between a light to medium coverage. It's definitely buildable to a solid medium. So let's just take a little peek here. Oh my goodness, I've been trying to clean off the sunscreens before, so all right, we're good. All right, so I'm gonna put just a tiny bit on. Let me put a little bit more if you guys wanna see coverage wise. And so as you can tell, it's not runny, it's very creamy. Rub that right in. Super hydrating. Ta-da! All right, this product I found is pretty good if you have normal combination dry skin. That's gonna handle it. If you have oily skin, you could probably pull it off as well. However, you need to powder. Between combination to oily skin people who use this product, I would say powder is a must. If not, you might see a little bit of creasing with this if you have oily skin. And the retail price for this is $28.99. I didn't catch it on sale, didn't have a coupon, but I found it to be a pretty good price because it does dub kind of like as your light foundation, you could use it as. So I didn't think it was that bad. Not to mention, the antioxidants in this is fabulous. So it's not just a sunscreen, it's not just a skin coverage makeup style, and it's not just a skincare treatment. It's all 3 of them. So I appreciate products like that that are multi-function, multitaskers. So I know I've mentioned a lot of products that are more mattifying, combo skin, normal skin, and I'm sure those of you who have dry skin are like, hello Raquel, you forgot about me. And I didn't forget, guys. But these are the products that I purchased myself because it's my skin type. Now, I did do a little research for you guys who have drier skin, and I do have some product recommendations for you as well. Products before, please leave your comments down below. I'm quite curious on the feedback. I'm sure other people are gonna wanna know because sunscreen is like that #1 treasure hunt that we're trying to get for our skin type. I know the tint, all of the criteria that I have for today. I know my standards are quite high for the sunscreen, but if it's the #1 factor in preventing skin damage, yeah, I'm gonna give a shit about it. So anyways, guys, yes, what do we do now, huh? What do? We do the liking, we do the subscribing, we do the share of the videos, whatever it is that we're supposed to do at the end of the video, please do. And until next time, I will see you later.